Hey guys, what's happening? I wanted to start doing a video for you guys periodically about what I'm seeing in the market. I love to research the market and try to interpret it. Really, none of us have a crystal ball, but really just looking at data to see what's going on in the market. So I wanted to share a quick video with you guys. A couple of things that we look at when we're looking at the market. I don't know if all of you know, RealTrax has a great feature now where you can kind of look and see activity in real time, right? So we can immediately log in and see last month that shows us May of 2024 over May of 2023. And so great snapshot of the May 2024 market update. Now, for me personally, I typically search Williamson County, Davidson County, Rutherford County, Sumner County. Those are the ones that I personally operate in most often and where my majority of my business happens. And so I like to pull that. You can pull it however you want when you log in for the counties or the areas. You can even go by zip code or just by city if you prefer. But this gives us a good litmus test of the Middle Tennessee market. I do usually exclude Williamson County. Number one, I don't do a ton of business personally there, but also find that it throws off a lot of the averages just due to the high sales price. So what do we see in May of 2024? A lot of you, we've had this conversation around feeling this pullback and this slowdown as we saw an exciting March and April due to the optimism of the consumer in January and February about potentially rates and rate cuts. We saw rates kind of fall to a user-friendly level, if you will, right? A consumer-friendly level to where they were satisfied. I think we probably still see that later this summer, depending upon if we will continue to get some of the economic and inflation data that's coming out. So May overall did feel sluggish. Some people had great months, some people not so much. When I say that, I mean from a contract standpoint. So looking forward to closings in June and in July. May closings are actually kind of decent across the board, probably because you've gotten used to this market or you're new to this market, you don't know any different. But also because if you look here, just not a whole lot of movement there, and we're still riding the wave of the spring season. So this last May, again, listings down just a little bit, right, down 4%, 2,952 new listings on the market, new under contract, down also slightly, but just down 1%. So listings are down. We know that everything is a function of supply and demand, right? So new listings hitting the market is down, new under contract down just slightly. So one outpacing the other. Less inventory, not as much moving in the under contract, which is about, let's just call it flat, right? Maybe a little favorable for sellers there. Active inventory average up to 4,250. That's up 21% on the active inventory, guys. That's the average out there, which also in contrast, the under contract inventory going down. So more homes on the market, they're sitting on the market longer. Again, we are in a skills-based market. This is a needs-based market for consumers that need to move. It's no longer a speed-based market or a want-based market. And so what I really encourage you to do to lean into some things that are really popular right now, expired listings are all of a sudden a thing again. You're going to see those more and more in the short term. We're going to have to work through this market of pricing. A lot of this is going to hinge on your ability to price a home correctly, to price ahead of the market and not price at the market. If you're looking at data 90 days ago, you're irrelevant, right? It's almost back. Remember, we were getting multiple offers and we couldn't go back and price a home off the last 6 months of data. We had to kind of look at the last 2 weeks. You're almost to that point in reverse now, where you really need to look at the last 2 weeks of data and go, all right, comps are telling me that your home is worth $450,000. However, over the last 14 days, 0 homes have gone under contract in your area for $450,000. We want to price this ahead of the market that'll cause it to sell, right? So we might want to go in at a 435 or a 439.9 as opposed to a 450. Those prices are going to need to come down some, more likely to happen than we probably thought 18 months ago as the new landscape kind of plays out. Currently, you're not seeing that a whole lot, but I do think you see the total inventory going up to 7,300. Active inventory is up, under contract inventory is down, total inventory is up. If you have listings on the market, you get a pulse of not a whole lot of showings going on. And this is just in this exact moment, right? We're talking about over the last 10 to 12 or 14 days. However, reflecting back to May, again, May closings being a result of a lot of April activity. So don't get misled here on what this says about the market of the moment. This is really telling us the tale of the activity from April. So average sales price up 606, right? An amazing average sales price. So blessed to be working in this area and selling homes at that average sales price. Average days on market down to 23, again, pretty aggressive. Average list price, again, $799, so up there. List to contract goes from 42 to 46 days year over year. It's up 9%. Contract to close only taking 43 days, so that is going down. So you got kind of a mixed bag of data here, guys. Average months of supply, about a 3-month supply of homes, that's up 18%. Again, 0 to 4 months considered a seller's market, 4 to 6 months a balanced market, and 6+ months a buyer's market. So all great data here. Lastly, the thing that I want you to look at, that we look at as a team, is this is data that I personally have pulled. And so the trend I'm watching right now, if you kind of see, I don't know if you can see my mouse, right? But the trend of year over year, right? So going from the very beginning at this 500, you see a loop, right, to here, and then you see this other loop, right, that jumps, and then you see this other loop. Normally, we would see the April, May, June data kind of rising up and going here, right? You'll see back here, 5.1 was the peak back then, 6.13 being the peak in 2022. And so if you look as far as new pendings is what I'm interested in, you had a peak here of March 25th, which is early, right? We did not get the spring selling season. You can see this downward trend here, flat, little spike and flat. And then over the last, since 5/20, at an average of 742 homes a week going under contract. Memorial Day, you saw drop down to 600, which isn't crazy weird, but then the following week, 610. And so that's really the number. If we were to go back and look at Memorial Day of last year, let's see, probably somewhere around here. Yeah, 742, 743. And so here we are trending at 600 homes. Just to put that in perspective, guys, the data that I look at here as far as like new homes pended, you can see 529 and 63, only 600 homes pended in those areas that we track. I have to scroll all the way back up to January 15th, January 22nd, where we were below 600. And then really, so the strangest thing here is you're looking at the holiday data bouncing around in the 400 to 500. You know, it was pretty slow. This is May and June data, guys. So we're getting data in a May and June that look a lot like the holidays, which is extremely uncommon as you kind of follow the trend. What we're looking for, a lot of us had big Februaries and March, becomes this data right here, right? When we're hovering in the 900, this was in March, right? The 900 pending, that was that pop we received. That's when the market looks really good, right? And you get some really great data out of that. So what would I suggest you do with this data and this information? One, stay up to speed on what's going on. But two, this is going to be a seasonal pop where you really need to build your pipeline. And then as we have life events or world events with the economy and the interest rates, you will get this flood of activity. You may close a lot more homes in 1 month, but you're going to have to kind of wait that 90-day period. So you may see it work out to where it's a low month, an average month, and a really big month, or a low month, big month. And it may not happen in 90-day periods, but whatever it is, fill your pipeline. Know that the business will come, likely get a pop later this summer as we start to see some easing, hopefully, in interest rates that maybe move some of these buyers off the fence and back into the market. Hope that helps, guys. Talk to you later.